Please don't forget to
Look here. You're eating casoli. Casoli. Which one is nicer? The Uganda one or the Zimbabwe one? No, I know it's the Zimbabwean one is nicer. Zimbabwe casoli. Peter said this one. Which one is nicer? The Uganda one or the Zimbabwe one? No, I know it's the Zimbabwe one is nicer. Zimbabwe casoli. Peter said this one.
But I think it's orange. Just my skin. Thank you.
It's a very good evening to you, good afternoon or good morning, depending on which part of the world you're joining us from. This is a race between Herbert Mukisa from Uganda and Richard Mushobe from Zimbabwe. It's a battle of the teens. Herbert is 14, while Richard is 19. It's a race to 13 with a pot of $300. Enjoy. These two are very young, very talented, very capable, and definitely going to be forces to be reckoned with in the sport. Herbert on the cruise here, shooting away in command of the Reds. I think this might just be a clearance. I have my good friend VP sitting next to me here. VP, what do you think? Do you think he's going to clear this?
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to be a finish. Or the balls are set, just a little bit of white ball manipulation needed. But yeah, it's quite easy finish. So,
And just as a bit of a side note, as one of the administrators around here, any comments about the just ended Queen's International? Why are you giggling? Shaking. Okay, he's shaking his head now and giggling. I don't know what that's to mean. He whispered to me and says no comment. Anyway, Herbert still shooting away here. 3 reds to go. Some good shooting from the youngster here. Well in, Herbert. Good going. Ooh, not so good. That last shot. Anyway, chance back to Richard. Maybe bank to center or cut that yellow to center, opening up the black as well in the process in case it might need to find its way to center. But here's 2 relatively difficult balls. It's do or die. Richard taking his time to measure. Maybe hesitant to attack. Maybe just wants a moment to compose himself. Who's going to grab the first frame here? Who's going to grab the first bite? And who will emerge the winner? Ooh. Intention noted. That was a little bit of defense as well in the process. Partially snookering Herbert. Prolonging the game. Thank you all for joining us from wherever you're watching from. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Also send stars, please. Stars are a digital gift that enable our streamers to earn some money. Richard with a long-range takeoff. Can he succeed? Unfortunately, he scratches. Free shot and deposit for Herbert. I am sure this may just be a done deal. Battle of the teams. Richard Mshowe, aka Family Man. I wonder why they call him that. Anyway, that's his nickname. Versus Herbert Mkisa, aka Young Scorpion, Young Caesar. Down to the last 2, being the one red and the black, which even I can pot. So I think this is a wrap. 1-0 it is in favor of Herbert. Frame number 2 loading. Richard should be breaking. Herbert won the leg, opted to break first. It's alternate breaking, so Herbert will be breaking on all odd numbered frames, while Richard breaks on all even numbered frames. Frame number 2, commencing now. Try break here from Richard. A relatively good split of the balls. Red particularly. Easier to clear. And table closed. Reds it is for the young Herbert. The younger of the two teens. They are young and promising. Who do you think will be the winner between these two? Can I get some predictions in the comment section? What do you think the final scores will be between Herbert and Richard? They are very talented, very good. In the just ended Queen's International Tournament, Herbert went further than Richard did, but they both gave a very good account of themselves. Both beating some notable names. For instance, Herbert beating Kasozi, Richard beating Jeremiah. Good shooting here from Richard, a family man. After an unfortunate mess up by Herbert. This might be a blow for blow encounter. These two are very talented. I actually struggle myself to try and pinpoint who I think is the better of the two. Maybe of equal talents, but today they get to prove their prowess, get to display their talent, and show us what they're made of. Just checking out some of your predictions in the comment section. More Blessing Takaindisa is predicting that Richard is to win 13-10. All right. Another prediction here from Akim Mango. What a very good shot from Richard. Position, however, fell a little short. Anyway, Akim Mango predicts 13-6 to Herbert. All right. Doc Ali predicting 13-7 to Herbert. Richard 13, Herbert 6, says Mashingo Kwedu. All right. Brian Saloma says Herbert will be punished with his careless mistakes. Well, we do all make mistakes. I mean, it's part of the game. It's part of the game. Although I don't think, or I wouldn't quite say he's careless per se. It may be pressure. I don't know. I'm not so sure how well he handles his pressure. If it could be an age thing or a mental strength kind of thing. But he still has a lot to learn and has learned a lot already at his very young age. Oh, look at that snooker, or attempt on a snooker rather. Doesn't look like it was successful. Richard with an attempt on his yellow there. Maybe nicely take off and clear. Bulgarian Moses says it's going to be 11-13 to Herbert. Okay. Nsero Kwamutumba says Herbert is too big for Richard. Good shot, Richard. Good pot. 2 yellows to go. Lawrence Foyer reckons Herbert to win. All right. Ma main Sanele says 11-13 Herbert. Tamsanga Ngube high five. You say Richard to win 13-8. Mazi Koli says 12-12, then decider for any. I'm with you on that prediction. That's my prediction too. Okay, Ukweli Nauma says watching from Germany, game to be won in a decider. Okay, the Miss Samu S predicts a 13-10 to Richard. Ooh, unfortunately he scratches. Might just be 2-0 for Herbert in a moment. Mukelabai Agufuna says 11-13 to Herbert. Sero Kwamutumba is reckoning Herbert will win with a big margin. Trevor says it'll end in a decider and Priscilla will be happy. Oh, high five. Thank you to you all for joining us. Please don't forget to subscribe and like, as well as send stars kindly, please. Stars will help the streamer to earn some money. This is a little thank you for all the awesome work they do, our media men, in bringing us all the live action, the game we love the most. Molly Mabika says they're both tactical players, and I predict 39 in favor of Herbert, who is down to the black now, looking to take a 2-frame lead to make it 2-0. Ayanda Gumba says, I love how people are undermining Richard. It won't end well. All right. Eric Armstrong is asking, is Caesar gone back to Uganda? Well, he's still in Zimbabwe, but no longer in Bulawayo. I believe he's on the road somewhere en route to Harare, where he will then depart from to return to his homeland. Jimmy James predicting 39 in favor of Richard. Richard, the family man. Frame number 3. Herbert to break. As my good friend Peter will say, Herbert. Herbert breaking. And Herbert with the foul break. He scratches on the break. Free shot and a visit for Richard. I think this might just be the first apple for this encounter. All boys nicely spread in open space. No problem balls. Really, I think this might just be clean cut for Richard. He just needs to plan his pattern well and execute it well as well. Well, it's game for the black. This free shot. Nicely positioned his cue wall for closing the table, as well as the black as well, just to make it a little easier for when he runs this. Black Sea Sequence is saying network is poor. Is it possibly not on your side? Maybe. Kimwero municipality says Herbert will win 13-0. No, not a chance. No, surely not. I don't think there's any way Richard can lose 13-0. Anyway, let's see, but I doubt it. Highly, highly doubt it. Ronnie UG predicting Herbert to win 13-7. Okay. Brian Sinoma is asking, is there any money matches soon? This is a money match. What is this? This is a money match. Battle of the teens. The two teens. Richard 19 and Herbert 14. There are no other confirmed ones for now. Couple of negotiations underway. A couple of disagreements as well. Some players failing to reach a compromise or a middle ground, but there's several negotiations happening. Some might be successful. Just watch the space. He messed up there with his positioning of the cue ball. Very difficult for him to then run this. But let's see. Good one there from Richard. I think this is a wrap. Well done. Very disciplined crowd in here. Enjoying the spectacle, enjoying the battle of the teams. And 2-1 it is. Richard 1, Herbert 2 in a race to 13 or best of 25 frames. This can very well turn into a blow-for-blow encounter between these two. Very young in the game, but very talented, very skilled, very impressive. Disciplined both on and off the table. Frame number 4. Let me make a random prediction here. Whoever will deliver the first apple is going to win the race. I just have a little feeling. Let's see. Sfiso Sindani says, I'm watching from South Africa, Mpumalanga, and this is a tough match. It will go to a decider. Yes, to answer your question, Sahi Ruplau, yes, Ganda Ganda is still around. He's in the building. Just no money matches as yet. Nothing confirmed. Unfortunately, dry break from Richard. Ben Rain is predicting 13-8 to Herbert. Kalema Michael predicts Family Man to win. All right. Some Herbert win predictions and some Richard win predictions. Unfortunate miss there as he was trying to reposition himself for the next shot. Anyway, moving on. Richard back in business after that not so good break, the dry break. But can he clear? Brendan Kiston Sami reckons Herbert will take this one for sure. Matthew Mbewe reckons Richard is a bit slow compared to Herbert. Oh yes, Herbert is very fast. I've actually heard a few people likening him to Ganda Ganda, to Jerry from South Africa. They call him Ganda Ganda Light. Plays some very fast-paced ball. I think, and note this is just what I think if he were to tone it down just a little, he'd be very, very lethal, a lot more lethal than he is. But then again, a lot of people prefer to play fast. Some players can't play slow. Some can't play fast, each to their own. But I feel maybe, just maybe, it might help Herbert in his game. Still learning. Yeah, he doesn't, I wouldn't say he's got any habits that are stuck, so to speak. He's still quite flexible. He's still quite young. Still plenty of room to maneuver and adjust in terms of his gameplay. I think he can still adjust certain ways in which he plays and adjust his game. Maybe he just needs to concentrate more, take more time. But he's already very good and improving. Richard taking his time to think, figuring out and mapping out a killer clearance. Tanaka Murashiki is predicting Richard to win 13-11. Okay. Fusi Nduli Kasompisi is predicting Richard to win 13-10. Okay. Makupi, brilliant. High five. Herbert 13, Richard 9 is your prediction. Okay. PK Paramani says KZN jersey from Richard, but is from Zimhao. Oh yes, he is wearing a KZN Black Ball jersey. Well, he was in KZN in Durban 3 months ago for the All Africa Pool Association Hable and Black Ball Championships. So I think he just came back with a little bit of a souvenir from there. Richard in command. 4 reds remain. 1 good top spin should positioning him nicely. Oh. Actually, I like how he knocked onto that yellow there to repositioning himself. I think this is a better position than if the cue ball had continued rolling past the center line. I think this makes for an easier clearance. Drawback, potting bottom right corner pocket. With a drawback to reposition himself for the red that's along the short trail. He looks very disappointed in the positioning. He looks very unsure of himself. I'm not sure if you can see him on your camera angle, but I'm looking at him. He keeps shaking his head. He's very disappointed in the outcome, but I think it's not so bad. He's a good potter, and I think he should be able to handle this. Aww, unfortunately, didn't quite make it, but oh well, intention noted, intention noted. A bit of a tactical frame. It's turning into, well, he's just trying to protect, so to speak, protect the position of the cue ball. Herbert doing the same. Imram Ibrahim says, I love Herbert, but Richard is winning this one. Patience is what is lacking in Herbert, but I'll always be your fan. I love that comment. Anyway, Richard here with a long range chance to put that red to the top left corner pocket. I think if he gets it, he might just be good to go if his cue lands in a favorable position for the last red, that is. Just off the mark. Almost snookery as well. 50-50, I think this is. Tirato is predicting Herbert to win 13-10. Okay. Bobby Njobo says easy fixture for Herbert. Oh, really? Okay, you think it's easy? It's an easy fixture for him. All right, let's see, let's see. You never know. Let's see how it goes. But I assure you, Richard is no walkover. He can hold his own. But let's see how he fares against Herbert, who's also a good player. The angle was not wide enough. And that's a foul. Free shot visit. Herbert is requesting to pick the cue. Okay, he's no longer picking the cue ball. There we go. Good use of his free shot, and now he cruises on. This is surely going to be a 3-1 at the end of this visit. Salato George is asking, is this Richard guy not named Pipiro? No, this is Richard Mshobe, whose nickname is Family Man. And then Pipiro is of the same age as Richard. They're very good friends, almost besties, I think, with Richard. And Pipiro's real name is Craig Nkala, nicknamed Pipiro. But I understand the confusion. Same WhatsApp group. Richard and Pipiro, that is. Anyway, Herbert down to the black. 3-1 it is. Good potting. I love the confidence. Unfortunate foul on the break there. Free shot on the visit for Herbert. I tip him to give us the first apple of the day. And remember, if you had joined us by then, when I made a random prediction where I just said I have a little feeling whoever gives us the first apple is going to win the race. I just have a little feeling that might happen. Random, but yeah. Brian Saloma said Richard has a better game reading compared to the young lad. Maybe. Or what I know for sure is that Richard has been playing a lot longer than Herbert. All right, he shoots away on the red. I think he has a clean or clear map planned out. Ooh, but not a clean pot. High five to you all in the comment section. Thank you for joining us. It's been quite a ride here in Wobulawayo. It's been action-packed after the Queen's International and now for some money matches. High five from Kimwero Municipality. Asan Hamandawana came and Angosi. Hi there. Ayanda Gumbo. Tami Kunene. Pleasure to always see you. Thank you for supporting. And what a... Oh, that was almost a very good cannon he tried. But anyway, Matthew Mbewe, hi there. Selato George, what's up? Mokwalo Semuli, how do you do? Atang Sarah, Brian Siloma, PK Paramani, Dando Mashaba. What's up? Ndelemani Jackson, how do you do? Jeffrey Machande, Mukulabai Agufuna. Hi there. Hillary Victator says Richard is useless. All right, Doc Ali. How's it? Billy Chikoto, what's up? Cosmos Nyahunda, how do you do? Adrian Motzi says Herbert to clear. Maureen Mabika, what's up? Adrian Motzi. Jimmy James, you said Richard broke twice in a row? Oh, did he? I didn't notice. Okay, let's see how who will break in the next frame. If they will correct that anomaly. Hi there, Molly Mabika. Rick Tim, how's it? Elijah Lungu, what's up? Tamsan Ngwe, what's up? Renius Makondo, how do you do? All right. Richard on the cruise here, looking to clear. Oh, I see your question there. Yes, it's actually 3-1, not 2-1. The scoreboard has just been corrected. All right, it's down to the last yellow. Looking to make it 3-2. Oh, great stuff, great stuff. And the black is down. Hi, T2 Zatani Gwambe. My name is Priscilla. Press the voice. Peter Musi Nguzi, what's up? Just going back to somebody who mentioned something about the breaking sequence. I think they messed up the breaking sequence for sure. Herbert won the leg, so should be breaking at all odd numbered frames. Yeah, you were right about that. This is frame number 6. Should be Richard's break. They messed up the breaking sequence somewhere, somehow. But anyway, frame number 6 it is. Already tactical. After breaking and potting, Herbert wasn't in a good enough position to close table and decided to go defensive. Richard responding with an equally defensive shot himself. High five, Brendan Lunga, Tony Manatsa. Hi there, Amos Atino. Owen Rumbeva says Richard to clear. Brian Siloma, what's up? Kodam Mujanya says Richard needs to control his white better. Too many hard shots that are disturbing his white positioning. Okay. Okay. Table closed. Hi to my girl Rachel. I'm good, thank you. Hope you're good too. Who's your horse, Herbert or Richard? Oh, that's some serious out of the box thinking. Quite creative, but bad positioning of the cue ball. He's very visibly upset with himself. There are some players who do not do a good job at hiding their emotions or how they feel about their shots. And Richard is one of them. It's very evident in his face and body language that he's not pleased with the positioning there, but a plan can be made. He could try and cut that yellow to the top left corner pocket. His cue ball might run wild, but he might be able to use the 2 reds to stop. Okay, he's taking it light. Easy does it. No need to rush. What I miss from Richard. I tip Herbert to clear. Matthew Mbewe predicts Herbert to win 13-8. Billy Chukotorek is the person changing scores should be fired. I'll tell him. I'll tell him what you said. All right. The score is 3-2. Yes, it's been updated. I'll give him a nudge if he delays next time. He's just cut him some slack. He's just been a bit busy with other tasks as well. My bad, or his bad. Apologies on his behalf. 3 yellows remaining for Richard. A bit of right English. Why, Richard? Why? He may have wanted to develop that yellow to make it easier to pot, but he's a good potter. He could have managed to pot that yellow, the one that's sitting on the short rail from where it is without developing it. He was in a very good position there for a natural movement, almost natural, with a bit of right English on the cue ball and just make a run for it. He's brought Herbert back in the game and snookered. Sikuku, you're asking, are there any other money matches after this one? Maybe, maybe not. Still some talks underway. Jeremiah looking for an opponent from what I hear. Some potential negotiations to happen between Kaswazi and Pilani, but nothing set in stone as yet. Oh, great stuff. Snooker nicely escaped. He avoided a foul. But is he safe enough? He could still be snookered again, or Herbert could just clear. This is likely to turn into a 4-2 scoreline at the end of this. He's snookered again. I think Herbert wants to decrease any potential pressure, doesn't want any problem balls when he attacks on. He's likely to want to develop the one red that's close to the cushion. Ooh, almost a fluke. Close to the cushion here, towards the bottom left. I think that's what he really wants, a free shot and a visit for. Richard being very relentless in his fight here. He's been snookered several times and each time has managed to escape the snooker successfully. Bulgaro Moses is predicting 11-13 to Herbert. Okay. Alice Mklala says it's going to be neck and neck. And may the best family man or young scorpion win. Oh, yes, for sure. Ronnie UG is predicting 13-7 to Herbert. Okay. Chosa Chikonje is predicting Richard to win. Seems the predictions are almost 50-50, maybe a little more tipped Herbert's way. But all right. Let's see how the game goes. Let's see if you'll stick to your predictions. And maybe like half an hour or so from now. Long frame it's been. It's about time Herbert attacks, I think. It's about time to run this. You know, the danger in continuously snookering is eventually your opponent will fluke. That's happened so many times. I've seen it happen to so many players when they snooker endlessly. At some point, you just need to attack. It looks like that's what he's doing now. He's going for the kill. Ooh. He didn't cut that ball thin enough. Chance back to Richard. I think maybe Herbert just still needs a little more warming up. Maybe the engine is still a little cold. I know him to be better than this, generally. Herbert with another lifeline, with another chance after Richard's yellow failed to drop into the pocket. 2 reds to go. I think this might just be 4-2. He shouldn't mess up this time. Q Soxnube is predicting Richard to win 13-10. Kodamujanya predicts that Herbert will take the pot. He has better composure. Well, it's too early to say, but let's see. Yeah, for sure. It's too early to say. It's any man's game or any boy's game. Oh, what an exciting battle between these two teens. Herbert 14, Richard 19, but very talented. They're a pleasure to watch. It's good to see these young boys growing in the sport. They are the future. Sydney Tafanza predicts Richard to win 13-11. All right, frame number 7. Richard about to break. I fancy an apple. I'm hungry for some apples. A breaker run or a reverse dish. We're yet to see one. Maybe now. Relatively good split of the balls. Herbert cruising on here. It will be a very difficult apple, but achievable. Ooh, the potting prowess. I was gonna say when I grow up I want to be Herbert, but considering he's 14, okay. I just wish I could pot like he does. He does have a ganda sort of ring to it, the way he pots. A little more cubal movement would have been ideal, so that he pots bottom center, then bottom right corner pocket. But plan B. Wow, done. Ooh, okay. Spoke too soon. Spoke too soon. Richard surely to snooker him here. Failed snooker, I think. Looks like he has sight of his yellow. Yes, he does. And cruises on. Joseph Marume predicting a 13-9 to a Richard. Francis Kauma says, why is Richard called Family Man? Is this a nickname he got here at Queen's? This is his home ground, by the way. He plays for Queen's Pool Academy. So he's home and very much home. This is Richard's frame to lose or win. He needs to make sure he reduces on that gap. It's a 2 frame gap, still early days. But he needs to make sure he does not let Asiku, sorry, now I'm saying Asiku, Herbert. I was just reading a comment about Asiku, sorry, Herbert increase the gap too much or else the pressure will mount. Herbert is snookered. Ooh, good find, but is it good enough? Tony Mabulana predicts Herbert to win 13-9 with 3 apples. Looks like most predictions now are favoring Herbert. Let's see. They're both good, both talented. And good snooker. Very risky, but good. Failed pot. I don't know why I'm tempted to say these boys are performing below par. I know them to be better than this, both of them, both Richard and Herbert. Maybe they still need to, I don't know, get their engines oiled up nicely or properly warm up, or they're fearing each other, stage fright, or if it's the crowd, which is very disciplined, by the way. I don't know what it is, but I've known these boys to perform better. Good cannon there. I see Herbert even applauding his opponent for the good shot. Good sportsmanship. Great stuff. Mokalo Samuli predicts Family Man to win 13-11. Malvin Kagunzui predicts Richard to win. All right. Marvin Marewangepo, you're asking where this venue is. This is in Goblawayo at Queen's Sports Club, Queen's Pool Academy. That's where it's happening. Good part. Down to the last red. And it's in. 4-3 it is in favor of Herbert. He's been leading since the beginning of the race. Let's see, can the tables turn? Can Richard catch up? Can he overtake and stop the young Scorpion in his tracks? Lucky, they're asking why is Richard wearing KZN t-shirt. It's just memorabilia. I mean, you know how it is in sports. People swap jerseys, t-shirts, whatever, when they meet up. It's just part of the sport. Frame number 8. Please give us an apple, Herbert. Love to see an apple. It's about time. A good break and good for an apple as well. Good split of the balls. Either or, I think he should be okay. Though yellow may be a little better positioned, a little easier to clear. And closed table. Table closed. Yellows it is, although he's played 1 or 2 of his yellows dead. Bad move there, but let's see. Oh, wrong ball in. Free shot and a visit there for Richard. Can Richard finally catch up? Make it 4-4 and maybe blow for blow from here on out. I think for the most part it will be neck and neck between these two. Actually struggling to decide who I think is more talented between the two. But they are a marvel to watch. They are growing in the sport. And definitely capable. Good use of a free shot there, Richard. Will he clear? Mark Gagne is predicting Richard to win 13-8. Okay. Pattern looks easy enough. Maybe just one almost complicated ball. One near the top rail there. He's nicely positioned for it now. He can put that to the top right corner pocket with a drawback, then center, then lastly the red to the bottom right. He could pot that last ball with a bit of spin as well. If he positions his cue ball well, he could pot it while opening up the black and call it a day. Too much movement on the cue ball, too much backspin. Maybe now go for a cushion bounce. Get the cue ball to bounce on the cushion to the right and back up. Shouldn't be too hard. Great stuff. Now for the last red. Leonard Kazembe says these boys are playing below par today. I feel you on that. I'm tempted to say they are performing below par. Maybe not yet nicely warmed up. Let's see. But that was a good cannon from Richard. He's leveled up. 4-4 it is in a race to 13. Or a race to 9 going forward. Frame number 9. Richard about to break. Frame number 10 in progress. 5-4 it is. Herbert to the good. Richard mapping out a killer finish here. Shouldn't be too difficult actually. Pot center, get the cue ball to go around via bulk and back up to position himself for, ooh, never mind how that sentence was to end. What aim is from Richard? I think Herbert to clear now. These two boys started off rather slow the earlier part of this match. The first few frames they've picked up a bit, picked up tempo, gained a little bit of pace. Maybe their engines are nicely warmed up and running now. Anyway, good potting. 4 yellows to go. I think this is a done deal here. But I don't know, I feel Herbert needs to slow down a little. Just tone it down a notch in terms of his speed. But anyway, whatever cuts it for him. 2 yellows to go. Nothing complicated here. Oh, great stuff. How's that for beautiful cue ball positioning? He could even, he could either top that white or a backspin, then pot bottom right or bottom left. Bottom right it is for him. And it's a wrap, 6-4. Herbert cruising. He's been the more dominant one since the beginning. Richard trailing but following closely behind, not letting Herbert cruise too far on, too far ahead. See a prediction there from Moyambo. You say 13-11 to Herbert. Okay. Elton Chivinge asking how old is Richard. Richard just turned 19 and Herbert is 14. Too many dry breaks from Richard. One too many. Unfortunately, but fortunately for Herbert, I tip him to give us an apple. I'm dying to see one. By now, I'd have expected to see at least 1 or 2 apples in these first 10 frames. They're very much capable of it, but it's just been a bit of a slow start for them. Maybe, just maybe, this may be it. Frame number 11. Balls are not difficult to pot. Just needs to avoid the traffic, any potential collisions like that one. Too much traffic to potentially disturb his pattern. I think now that ball is too straight. We're supposed to have a little bit of a cut to make it easier for himself, for him to position the last for the last ball. And he snooked himself, unfortunately. And that one mistake may just cost him the frame. Request to go cushion first, permission granted. And here goes. That red was always going to pose as a threat. It was a distraction. Unfortunately for him, free shot and a visit. Oh, how's that for creativity? Very artistic shot that. Like it. And just 4 reds to go. This might just be a sure done deal here. Richard is trailing, but very, very close. Following closely behind. Herbert made a run for it from the get-go. And Richard following closely. Will he catch up? Will he manage to? Remains to be seen. He looks very hesitant. Not sure why the hesitation. Oh, brilliant potting. Not enough cue ball movement, but it will do. Maybe get it to bounce a couple of cushions to the short rail on the right and back up for black. Just right. Well done. Malunji Charles is predicting Herbert 13 and Richard 10. Okay, currently scores are 6-5 in favor of Herbert in a race to 13. If you've just joined us, high five. Thank you for joining us. Herbert Asiku from Uganda versus Richard Mshobe from Zimbabwe. These two youngsters are really making a name for themselves in the game. Very good, force to be reckoned with. Very talented, a marvel to watch. Several have gathered here watching the spectacle, looking on. Loving the crowd though, particularly. Very disciplined, very mature. Frame number 12. Herbert cruising now. Please give us an apple. I'm dying for one. And I'm still sticking to my earlier prediction where I said I have a feeling whoever gives us the first apple will win the race. I just have that feeling. Herbert cruising on. Position not so good. Messed up a little. But a plan can be made. Maybe part top right corner pocket first with a drawback. Go for ooh, not a drawback. Some other white. Looking good. Looking good actually. Pot center with a top spin. Then lastly the yellow that's almost touching onto the black. I think he's all right. I think this might just be the apple I had hoped for. I remember saying this a little earlier than Herbert had other plans. Too much movement of the cue ball. Little overzealous there, Herbert. Anyway, you can still cut it, though with less control of the cue ball. Maybe get it to... Ah, and the apple was not to be. Richard back in business. Unmistakable sound of a miscue, unfortunately. Oh, the potting prowess. Herbert is back in business, further extending the lead back to a 2-frame lead, 7-5. This is a short pot for him. Yes, 7-5 it is. I agree with you. Witness my shy share. You say they both got good play for sure, for sure. Very interesting, very entertaining, and good use of our time for sure. Frame number 13 loading.
Like 4 pieces of chicken. Down the free now.
Doing some good work. Which you can need very, very early.
Then kalau
Porridge. It kills. Yazın düşüyor. After this. Ah, you see now. Ah. Yeah, I'm ready anytime. Yeah, I'm ready. Comrade, Madi. Ah. Ultima volta da parte.
And I'm back just in time to see Herbert potting his 10th black on the race at 13. Apologies for the long absence. Just had some business to attend to. 10-8 it is in favor of Herbert. 18 frames down out of a possible 25. It's getting to the business end of the match. Richard has been trailing for the most, actually the whole encounter since the beginning, but following closely behind. It's advantage to Herbert at the minute, just by virtue of him needing only 3 frames, while Richard still needs 5. Richard breaking frame number 19. Not a good break at all. A lot of his breaks have actually been good. Ooh, I don't know what was playing on his mind there. He may have attempted the shot before being entirely decided as to how he wants to handle it, what he wants to do. Free shot on the visit for Richard. Uses his first shot to open up the balls. And let's see, maybe he can cruise on. Not a good split of the balls. But let's see, can he make the magic happen? What tricks may he have up his sleeves? He needs to work hard against the talented Herbert in order to stage a recovery here. What a miss. Unfortunately, this is likely to turn into a tactical frame. Wellington Masonga asking how old is Richard? Richard is 19 while Herbert is 14. High five, Tish Tapua. Good to see you here. Herbert, 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 what is going on with him? Can't make the same mistake twice in the same frame. He's looking at his tip. I don't think it's tipping. Don't know what's playing on his mind. Anyway, I hope he regains his composure and confidence and zeal. Richard failed to punish him the first time round. Will he manage to do so this time? He's thinking hard. Yellows are looking better, much easier to clear. But both red and yellow require quite a bit of work, particularly with that large cluster surrounding the black ball. Francis never says, what is Richard? I mean, what is Herbert playing? Uh, oh well, it happens, it happens. Happens to the best of us. All right. Richard taking it nice and slow. Loving the composure. I think he's a lot more composed than Herbert. If I'm to compare these two players generally of all the games I've watched them play, I've watched quite a few, I would say Herbert is a better potter. Richard is better with his defense, has more composure. Pattern. On pattern, I'd give it to Herbert. He's very clinical as well. Sometimes. A little more than Richard, I think. But they've all made somewhat of a mark in the pool world in Africa. Young and upcoming, coming hot and threatening the future of pool. I think this frame will go Richard's way. Yellows are looking very, very good. Well, a lot better than the reds. He'd have to mess up horribly, really horribly, to lose this frame. Richard cruising on. I think this is a sure wrap. 3 yellows gunning for the top left corner pocket, then the one for the bottom right, before the black. I think this is a done deal to make it 9, 10. Well done, Richard. Good combination shot. I think he should go bottom right first. Before the top corner, he may want to leave that last yellow at the top left as the key ball, the ball before the black, in order to put black center. But let's see, he's got another plan. His players will have a plan of their own. The snooker was definitely not the plan. These two messing up one too many times, very unforgivable. Richard has twice failed to punish Herbert in this frame for mistakes. Not a bad recovery, but not the best of positions either. I see him having his hand on his waist, contemplating, thinking, and And he aims. Will it be a pot? All right, well done. 9-10 it is. Good job, good job. He's coming on strong, catching up. Just one frame separates the two. It's any man's game. Tireto says Herbert to win 13-10. What are your predictions? Care to share? Who do you think will emerge the victor? Herbert has been leading for the most part, but not too big a gap between the two. Frame number 20, Herbert about to break. Most of his breaks, especially in the first half of this encounter, have been very good, very powerful. Can he keep that up? Good break already. Very good break. Potting, I think, two balls and ready to cruise on. He might just record another break and dish here. And yellows it is for Herbert. I love the composure and the cue control. He's very confident as well. The future is bright. Kudakwashe Garande is predicting 13-12 rigid to win. I think this might just be a wrap. Might actually be one of the quickest frames we've seen so far. But every once in a while, these guys are making costly mistakes. These boys, I don't know if it's the pressure, stage fright. They've played many games already at their young age. They should be used to that by now. Being able to contain any sort of stage pressure they might feel. 2 yellows remain here. Unfortunately, he snooked the one he intended to go for first, the one at the top right corner pocket. Plan B, loading. This is going to be quite difficult to pot and make position. Oh, what a super fine cut, but snook it again. I'm sure much to Richard's relief. Oh, he's just narrowly missed it. Free shot on the visit to Richard. Who might finally equalize for the first time since the score read 4-4. Nonde Thomas says 13-11 in favor of Herbert. All right, Aba Nyongo says 13-11 Herbert to win. Most predictions in the second half of this are predicting Herbert to win. All right. All right. Good going. Good positioning. Moseg also predicts 13-11 to Herbert. Israel Svanda agrees. Looks like an easy clearance here for Richard, although I've learned there's no such thing as an easy shot. I've seen people mess up the so-called easy shots. Each shot needs to be taken with utmost care and precision and dedication. Don't take any shot for granted. 4 reds to go now. I'm just looking at his facial expression as he's looking at the table. He's looking very fierce, very hungry, and like a man on a mission. Ooh, good shots, good positioning. On to the last 2. Either or, he can start with either of his reds. I think he's set to clear now. Careful, all right, that was close. Safe. And on to the last part. I see him breathing a huge sigh of relief here. I like his pre-shot routine. He's got his basics in order. Good stance, good stroke, good pivot as well. And good enough position for a pot on the black. Ayanda Gumba says, slow down, FM. While Blessing Mandu says, Richard is slow. All right. Good one. 10-10 it is. A race to 3 from now for a pot of $300 in this battle of the teams. Oh, it's been awesome. This is the aftermath of the Queen's International, the fourth edition of its kind, which was held over the last 4 days, concluded yesterday with Mzamo Nkalinge from South Africa winning first prize of $5,000. Runner-up Harry Martin from South Africa. Then in the women's category, Nicola Rousseau from South Africa bagged the first prize of $2,500. Soft break, defensive break from Richard there. Anyway, second prize went to Rashida Mutesi from Uganda. $1,000 was her prize. In the masters category, for the first time in history, and something that will be very difficult to achieve in future, we had a double winner. The same winner for the open category won the masters category as well, Mzamo Nkalinge. And runner-up Benjamin Mabugu from Zimbabwe. A tactical frame and probably a long one at that in progress. Just trying to open that up. So why did you even break soft to begin with? Now you're struggling to open up the cluster. But okay, all right, I get it. He somehow wants to have more control over the frame. I think he recognizes the potting prowess in Herbert, wants to minimize Herbert's chances here. Maybe he feels, by he I'm referring to Richard, maybe he feels is the better defender, wants to turn most frames into defensive kind of like games. Richard is quite the strategist, the way I know him. Lining up his cards. Yeah, who will be the first to get to 11? Who will be the first to reach the top of the hill? Maybe a decider here. Maybe. But overall, I rate these two boys to be in the same group, same WhatsApp group, so to speak, in terms of abilities, talent, level, grade, score. And tactical frame continues. Williams Manganye predicts 13-11 to Richard. Bobby Ndovu says, I really enjoyed the Queen's tournament. Big up Zim. Oh yes, it was exciting. Lots of celebrations, lots of tears. It was a total of 140 participants in the open category, 44 in the women's category, and 44 in the masters category. It was a 4-day event, very long, but definitely fun and exciting. So lots of tears, like I said, and celebrations. Lots of upsets. Some so-called big names knocked out by some so-called not so big names. Some surprises. But in end of the day, Pooh was the winner. End of the day, Pooh must be the winner. Richard continuing on with his defense cap. Nice and firm. Oh, okay, Herbert may have been trying to snooker, but they're both taking it slow, with good reason. Reds are not actually looking bad, save for the one that's sat behind the yellow, close to the top left corner pocket, and not nicely lined up for his skill shot either. I think that's where the game lies for now. Prince Magara asking how much was won by the winner of the Masters category. Number 1, $500. Number 2, $300. Number 3, $200. Number 4 was I think it was $150, yeah. And then those that finished in positions 5 to 8 each bagged $100. In the women's category, number 1 walked away with $2,500, number 2 $1,000, number 3 $600, number 4 $400, and those in positions 5 to 8 each walked away with $100. Then in the open category, number 1 $500, number 2, and that went to Mzamo Tlalinge. Number 2 $3,000, and that was grabbed by Harry Martin from South Africa. Number 3, $2,000, which was bagged by Eshka Chimbwanda from Zimbabwe. Number 4, $1,000, which was grabbed by Stephen Paswani, aka Mafana, from Zimbabwe. And in positions 5 to 8, they each walked away with $500, and that was Harry Martin, Royd Kabwe. Those two got 2 prizes each. Royd got 2 5 to 8 finishes, so he got the $500 twice. Royd got that twice, and Mzamo got a 5 to 8 position finish as well. Backed another $500 on top of the $5,000 he already had, and as well as Herbert Mukisa in positions 5 to 8. Now he's hustling for more. He's hustling Richard for more. He's not satisfied with what he won. What is he going to use it for? He's only 14. Gazillion books, pens, pencils, and erasers. No, I'm kidding. Anyway, tactical frame still in progress here. I think Richard is planning on that killer shot that'll open up the game, and maybe we cruise on. He could maybe pot the yellow that's in the pocket, open up the other yellow while playing cannon to the balls in the black. There we go. Mission accomplished. Not so much. Solved one problem or two, but created another problem here by the bottom left corner pocket. It was worth a try though. He's kicking his leg in frustration. He does not hide his emotions. You can usually very easily read how he's feeling, what he's thinking. Shakes his head, looks up to the heavens, as if a bit of inspiration, bangs a stick on the ground, sighs. Yeah, it's very evident how he's feeling. Anyway, let's see. How will he solve this problem? Could he maybe snooker? Actually, if you look at those 2 balls near the bottom left corner pocket, if he cuts that yellow thin with the cue ball going more towards the cushion to your left, he could get the cue ball to bounce close to the corner pocket there and snooker. Whoa, what a shot that would have been. Mission almost accomplished. He looks frustrated again. Wow, that would have been a brilliant shot had it worked out, had the cannon worked out. That would have been massive. For me, that would have been my best shot of this match so far. All right, easy does it. A defensive shot, good enough. Now we wait. right, and just like that, Richard gifted the frame to Herbert. He's capitalized 11-10 it is. Calabash was asking from what age at the Masters category here at the Queen's International was for those aged 40 and above. Okay, the players have gone for a bit of a break. Hang 10. Action will resume in roughly 5 minutes. 11:11 it is here. In essence, a race to 2 from here on out, as it is a race to 13. Either player needs 2 frames to clear now with a pot of $300. Interesting match it has been. between the two teams, battle of teams, somewhat of a curtain raiser. There are some negotiations and whispers underway in the venue, some potential matchups happening, a potential match between the two giants in media, Francis and Peter, a potential match between Kile and Jeremiah, a potential match between Pilani and Kosozi, but these are just rumors for now. Nothing's confirmed as yet. Nothing is written in stone. But watch the space. We might still have a lot more action tonight. Another long frame. Most of the balls are still clustered together where they were ranked. You know, us amateurs would just blast that cluster open and hope for the best, but not players of this level. Good shot there. Reclaiming position on that top left corner pocket, and I think Herbert to defend off that yellow. Okay, not defend it off, I suppose, just try and open up his red and await a reasonable turn where he can do something reasonable with his red optic balls. I see somebody asking there who's younger between the two. Herbert is 14, while Richard is 19. Free shot and a visit. I think Herbert is feeling safe enough, but I am not so sure how safe he'll be after that fall. But let's see. Mostly depending on how Richard will handle this free shot. Let's see his game plan, how effective it will be. Almost Christopher says it'll go to the wire. I think so too. I definitely think so too. And in the event that happens, may the best man win. Ayanda Gumbo says most people thought this would be an easy win for her, but well, underrate Richard at your own risk. He's a force to be reckoned with too. They're both very good for the age. Among the best youngsters or teenagers we have in Africa. For us to have a team or make a team, a select team of teenagers in Africa, team of 8, I'll definitely, most definitely include these two. No doubt. 3 lost yellows, maybe pot center, then those 2 yellows to the bottom left corner pocket, draw back pot 1, the other, then lastly the yellow close to the short rail on the left. Alright, good stuff. Karen Green says Herbert should always learn how to play safe on his own break. Also, when you break and pot, he always wants to go for finish and end up complicating things for himself. Well, that's always the goal. That's always the aim, to go for a finish. But unfortunately, sometimes it doesn't work in your favor. He's very capable of it. He's already delivered some apples. He's delivered several in his short pool career so far. Richard mapping out with his hands and legs and head. He uses his whole body almost to kind of communicate, to let us know how he's feeling. Makes his thoughts sometimes quite obvious. It's very easy to read. He wears his heart on his sleeves, so to speak. Anyway, let's see how he handles this. I don't think there's a clear path for that yellow to the top right corner pocket. That would have been easier for him. Richard may be going defensive, but yes, I think it'll get the cue ball to just rest somewhere along the short rail to the left, closer to the top left corner pocket, and hope for the best. I think that is a good idea. Leave the cue ball hiding behind the red that's closest to the cue ball right now, and limit Herbert's options for a takeoff. Right, towards the center. Not the ideal positioning on the cue ball. Not difficult for him to then cut that ball then to the bottom left, back the cue ball. He could send it ranting and raving around the table. A little difficult to control it unless he manages to use one of Herbert's reds to stop it in its tracks. But it's rather unpredictable, and the worst place it could have gone into the pockets. Jardim Blecher says whoever wins this frame wins the session. Okay. All right. Okay. Looks like Herbert is on his way to a clearance. Possibly he'd have preferred to start with the red closest to the mark line. But anyway, plan B not working. Skill shot maybe for Richard. He took that shot way too nonchalantly. Too relaxed, I think. But it happens to the best of us. Messing up such an easy shot. It's apparently easy. Good evening to you too, Nigel Amoyo. Exciting game between these two teams. Large crowd gathered, witnessing the youngsters, the future of our sport. If Richard pulls this off, oh, that's a banger of a shot. Oh my goodness. Crowd goes wild. Oh, that was a killer shot. It went well, then it went so bad. That went south rather quickly. Anyway, free shot and a visit for Herbert. Looks like he's going to play that with a top spin to nicely position himself for a center pot of the black. That's that. Even I can pot this. 12-11. Herbert nicely sitting at the top of the hill. Him needing one, Richard needing two. Oh, but that was a good skill shot. Massive bottom white there, forcing both yellow and red into the pocket, and unfortunately scratching. Anyway, moving on. Frame number 24. Herbert breaking. Yes, Simbawashe Simindi asking, do I play pool myself? Yes, I do, but I'm an amateur. I haven't played in almost a year. But yeah, I can't play pool to save my life. I can't pot. I'm a fan though. I know a lot of the theory, but the practical, a whole different ball game. I'm a below average to amateur player. That's where I rank myself. Anyway, unfortunate dry break from Herbert. Richard said to cruise away. I tip him to give us a red apple here with those reds and give us a decider. Who will it be, Herbert or Richard? May the best man or boy win. Oh, just teasing. Anyway, this is not actually a very easy frame. But with enough focus, dedication, and concentration, I think Richard can pull this off. I do not agree with his shot selection right now. I think he should have gone to the bottom right corner pocket. He risked disturbing the red that is just pushed further towards the center pocket at the top there. But still, some of the plan can still be made. He could try and reposition his cue ball after making another pot, a pot at the top right corner pocket, or okay, he has some plan else. Another tactical frame in progress. This has been a rather slow kind of match. They've been very defensive, these players. Richard more than Herbert. I don't know, are they fearing each other, respecting each other rather? I prefer the word respecting each other rather than fearing each other. But they do recognize the capabilities in the other. I think Herbert needs to wrap this up now. I fear for him in the decider though, if they do go to a decider. Having been the player leading most of the times for the most part of this race, maybe the nerves may get the better of him. I've seen his nerves getting the better of him quite a number of times in this match. I'm not sure how he'll be able to handle the decider if it gets to that. Will he have enough nerves to handle it? Not a good shot, but anyway, still anyone's game. Mahola says these guys only play good pool when they're playing big guns. Oh, there's a match that I watched Herbert play when he was playing against fellow countryman Joseph Kasozi. That was a very, very entertaining one. I remember he was trailing 4-0 initially and then won 6 straight frames to lead 6-4. He won that encounter at the end of it. Played some very brilliant pool, much better than he's doing at the minute. Even Richard himself, I feel he did quite better than he's doing in this particular match. Did much better in the tournament. But okay, Richard snookered and gets his ball. The whole game right now lies with that little situationship created at the top left corner pocket. But I think it's advantage to red. It's easy for the red to make a plan with that corner pocket. Oh, careful not to scratch, Richard. It's easier for red to open that up. You could pot it now off the yellow, opening up the pot for the last red that's there at the top corner pocket. I think he's about to do that now. He just has to be very careful not to mess up this time. Obviously, he sees the shot. I'm not sure if he's ready for it yet. He wants to go center first before going for that. Darlington Dubo, you're asking who are you supporting, Priscilla? You know what, to be honest, I am supporting neither of the two. I'm based here in Ngobulawayo. This is my home. Queens is my home. So I've known Richard for the longest of time as teammates and as a pool family. But I'm not supporting him over Herbert. I'm supporting the game at the end of the day. May Pool be the winner. I like Herbert. He's a very lovable boy. He was my personal player of the tournament, Queens International. I have a soft spot for him. So I'm supporting neither of the two. I like them both. May the best boy win. Richard in a little bit of a sticky situation here. He knows he really needs to make it count. Can he make a pot to the top right, no, bottom right corner pocket? Using the yellow to deflect his red down there. It needs a lot of precision. And it wasn't to be. I don't know what Herbert is contemplating here. A snooker would be my best bet here. Just snooker with the ball closest to you. Or maybe he wants to force Richard to open up that little cluster with the two balls there. That's why he might be against a snooker there. He wants to force Richard to open that up so he clears.
Then you open.
But yeah, I still think a snooker might have been better. Don't know what's going on in his mind. Let's see how this plays out. That's actually not a bad shot. Quite a good shot. Herbert's options are really limited here. He could defend. All right. Unfortunately, he scratches. I think this might just be decider loading. The decider, I myself and a few others had hoped for. May the best man win in that event. I like how you use the shots down to the last red before the black. Most likely to take the black to center. He could go direct or use the yellow to take the black on the center. I think this is a done deal. And the decider we have, I myself am looking for crowd cheers and very excited. Onto the black. And it's down. Decider. One frame for $300. A lot of money there, especially for a teenager. Feeling a little sorry for Herbert at the minute. He's still shaking his head, just like you can't see him from the camera angle. He's shaking his head, disappointed, maybe questioning himself, regretting one or two mistakes he has. It's key for him to be able to forgive himself. If I was his manager right now, pull him aside and knock it out of him. Tell him to forgive himself for the mistakes he's made. Pull up his socks and move on. Focus on what is happening. Frame number 25, the decider. Nyaradzi Matika says, Richard break to pot, whatever happens, happens. Well, he did break to pot, and what happened is, he made a pot. But I am tempted to say this might be apple loading, although I find it quite sour for an encounter to be rounded off with an apple. Part of the game, yeah, but I feel all players must be afforded a chance. What a game for sure, Jeffrey Oberua. What a game we have. What a decider. Silence in the room. Pin drops. Table closed. I love the confidence. A lot of us amateurs would have just gone for the closest ball, which was the red. Cut center and work to the bottom. Right side of the table. Top right, top left, center. It's an easy enough pattern, just needs to concentrate, focus, and go for the kill. Jardim Leche says Richard's stroke is scary. He's got a good stroke, hey, good stance, good pivot. He's got his basics in check. So does Herbert. Even his pre-shot rune, he does everything textbook-like when it comes to how he approaches his shot, how he lines up for his shot, how he steps into it, how he focuses, follow through as well. He had a good coach. He didn't quite make the position he wanted. He might need a bit of a C shot if it's still to go for the yellow close to the bog line. All right, plan B. Go for the other yellow in the pot. Yes, it does. Stop shot. The next shot. Then maybe top right corner pocket. Then bottom right corner, then center. Robson Maforimbo says, finally a good break by Richard. You know what I'm finding a bit funny? Richard has been struggling to deliver apples here. He normally is able to deliver quite a number of apples in a match. He's been failing to deliver apples. But now when it matters most in the decider, he's going for the kill. No more slow and negative play. No more touch. He's hit the ground running in this frame. Jordi Fletcher says, his stroke reminds you of Pila Mazambane. Okay, he happens to be in the house too. Lots of players and fans calling in the venue. People like Sheo from Nigeria, Big Pals, Towers, Lindani, Amajuda, all in the crowd, Mafana, Mzamo, Pina Mazangbane, Peter, Francis, Kondo, several others that you may know. It's jam-packed as we get to watch the battle of the teens and a failed apple. Maybe Herbert to clear now. Dean Tabayewa, yes, we are likely to have all mathematics Oh boy, what an unfortunate miss by Herbert. His manager's seat is getting a little too hot because he's been sitting all this while. Now his seat has gotten too hot. He's on the touchline and on his feet, pacing up and down. It's tense. It's hot. But definitely exciting. Richard up against the black. Will it be game down? Most likely, unless the it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Congratulations, Richard. Tough luck to Herbert. He gave it a good try, gave it a good run. See his manager there. His boss, Mikkel's having a quick pep talk and just telling him it's not the end of the world. Maybe considering a rematch. He gave it a good show, was leading for the most part. And Richard did the most at the very last when it mattered most. Thank you guys for joining us. We might be giving you some more exciting action. Just hang 10, watch the space. That's it from me for now. Priscilla Piss the Voice. Stay cool, play cool, and be blessed.
Questa